Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, you wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. This is another part of the blind Let's Play of Siren's Call Escape Velocity, the finalized version of the earlier project, Lose Yourself in Siren's Call. Also, I never finished that first version of it, so I don't quite know what to expect. Let me double check OBS. Yep. I have made multiple guesses as to what will occur later in the game. Apparently, according to the little progress bar thing, we're like halfway through. And yeah, let's hop into this. Now we can finish things up. The ground around us begins to lightly rumble. Or not. I guess it's about that time, huh? Good. Violet stands up and begins packing her supplies. Nice job of Andy today. You're one step closer to mastering your art. Come on. We don't need to stay here and watch the rocket go. It'll go plenty far on its own. Let's get you home. We don't talk for most of the walk back. It's only till we're halfway home that the stillness of the air is finally broken. I'm sorry I wasn't able to help you graduate. It was never your job to. Why even focus on that? You've got promises to keep. Are you going to keep your promise to her, Oliver? Are you going to keep yourself safe? I don't lie to other people. You know that. Lies are sticky. I'll take care of myself once I'm up there, guaranteed. Violet and I pack the rest of my things. Eventually Miss Lawrence comes home and we load everything I own into her car. It's all for naught, though. We hear a loud siren ringing in the distance. Miss Lawrence's neighbor run up to us in a panicked frenzy. It's awful, they say. A rival state has stolen all of our oranges. A statewide lockdown is initiated. Nobody's allowed to leave their homes until further notice. Drat. Looks like I won't be leaving Siren's Call anytime soon. How unfortunate. Category 4. My other friend is fond of ice. The stronger kids toss boulders from a riverbank. It doesn't break. He admires the required caution. The parking lot awash and frigid. But it doesn't snow in Siren's Call, and so there is only retirement, and the loving stagnant heat that asks nothing of him. Emil. The first couple minutes after waking up are always the hardest, but it gets better. It has to. Keep moving forward. You have one new message. First message. You know why I'm calling, Oliver. So if Violet's not using her phone anymore, what else is she neglecting? Did you talk to her about her meds too? Is she running around Siren's Call naked? I bet you think you know what's best for her, don't you? You think that giving her a little freedom will make her love you, right? Giving people what they want doesn't work out too well if it gets them killed, kid. So here's how it goes. She wears her helmet, she answers her phone, she takes her meds, and she stays alive. Stop being selfish and do your job. Easy, right? Just do what you're told, and you'll both be fine. So do it. Just do it. Fuck. There are no messages. Violet's essay. It's a draft of the essay Violet sent with her college application. I remember her writing this. She invited me over to help. All I ended up doing was adding a semicolon or two after she finished. Funny, it doesn't read like anything of mine, but there's honesty here that makes it hard not to root for her. I will prove everything wrong by going here. I will show them that people like me are capable of succeeding. The degree you of me will be the hammer I use to strike down the cynics and a beacon of hope for anyone with epilepsy. Way to work the illness, Vi. Still, you can't argue with results. Violet got her acceptance letter at least 2 weeks before I got mine. You'd think I would have gotten mine at the same time, but apparently they don't mail them all at once, for some reason. When she got it, though, we were all invited to a small dance party at her house. It wasn't super trashy and hilarious like how prom would end up being, but Miss Lawrence did offer us all wine if we promised not to tell our parents. Oddly enough, Judith was the only one that accepted her offer. Her breath smelled like moldy grapes the entire night because of that. Andy did a pretty great job making sure her sister didn't trip over any furniture, at least. Ash and Emil spent most of the party arguing about something. So in the end, Violet and I were the only ones that actually ended up dancing. So that's when it happened. While Andy was holding her sister's hair back in the bathroom, Violet waited for Ashton and Emil to look away from us. Nobody saw her kiss me, but it didn't matter. For the first time in my life, I felt important. I knew I was important, at least to her. I don't know what this means. Even before Violet and I started dating, I did everything I could to learn about her condition. I knew she was an expert, but ask Miss Lawrence about these things wasn't enough for me. It's not that I didn't trust her, I just wanted more. Objective take on things. That's how it began, with me looking up about things about epilepsy, but after that, I started getting more and more curious about myself. It didn't take long to find. It was right there, as cold and objective as the bottom of the ocean. B. Failure to develop peer relationships appropriate to developmental level. Failure to develop relationships. So that's what it means to be me. One sentence. Sometimes that's all it takes to change everything. Just one sentence. Sandwich. Hamill thought he could capture the scene better than Oliver could. Ash agreed. We've been meeting one-on-one a lot lately, haven't we? Is it because you like being alone with me so much? Are group settings really that difficult for you? Wait, isn't that something we have written down somewhere? She pulls out a beige envelope with several sheets of paper tucked inside. Let's see, primary exceptionality? Well, that one is obvious. Secondary exceptionalities include receptive and expressive language issues. Notable behaviors include spurts of aggression, obsessive/restrictive interests, a sense of inferiority in relation to peers, hyper-empathy, and self-isolation. Again, nothing new here. Where the hell is it? I feel like if it's here, it should be on the first page. Here we go. Oliver demonstrates socially acceptable behaviors more when conversing with one person at a time, often emulating traits of theirs he considers desirable. That makes sense. I guess it would be pretty hard to copy more than one person at a time, wouldn't it? Is that why you're always so sweet whenever we're alone together? Is that something you admire about me? You're so precious. What else do we have in here then? Is vulnerable to predatory behavior/manipulation from both adults and other students and needs to be protected from inappropriate social behavior in all settings. Is particularly vulnerable during transitional activities such as moving from class to class, fire drills, and redacted. I did see that, by the way. I could tell it was Miss Lawrence. Fascinating. Well, don't you worry. I'll make sure to hold your hand really tight during all that scary stuff, okay? As long as I'm here, you have nothing to be afraid of. Huh. I had another dream about Judith last night. I was back in Portland, and the world was flush with life. And Judith was there with me, as radiant, as holy as heaven itself. We ate sushi outside, watching the cruise ships as they came to port. Every now and then, she would turn her head away from me and look to the ocean. But even in that itself was a gift. It gave me time enough to look at her, to revel in how blessed I was to finally be with her like this. After lunch, she bought me a pillow shaped like California roll and walked with me to our hotel. She said she knew how to get to there from where we were, but Judith's never been to Portland. She'd never even been outside of Florida. That goes for you as well, correct? It just didn't make enough sense, and the lack of reason is what ultimately killed the dream. I looked over at my pillows, saw there was no California roll, and cried until morning. It was a simple dream, the kind that's always so incredibly painful to wake up from. Even if simple dreams are not sustainable domain for the logical man, at the end of the day, they're just fiction. Even in the flush, pristine world, this brain of mine will always find a way to betray me. Because even there, even in my own head, I cannot allow myself to be first. It's simply not reality. Wait. What? Violet? Oh. Hi, Olive. You okay? You look like you've just seen a ghost or something. I'm just not really used to seeing you this way, I guess. Huh? You mean without the helmet? Well, You're gonna have to get used to that, love. Once we reach escape velocity, there won't be a force in the universe strong enough to stop me from looking how I want. For my graduation gift, I'm thinking purple. Maybe. And I don't just mean for my hair. Or is that too obvious? By the way, did anyone else notice the change in Oliver's character design in the previous panel? Hey, Vi. Yo. Violet seems relatively indifferent to my presence. What's more, her left foot is anxiously bobbing up and down, like the head of a lizard. You doing alright, love pup? Huh? No? Yes? Sorry, I'm not really here right now. I'm kind of getting close to the end of this. And endings are hard. Really hard. Oh, okay, do you need me to leave? Then? No. I'm glad you're here. Please, stay as long as you need to. Just give me a minute or two to switch gears, alright? Alright, I've got promise to keep, so I think I'm gonna head out. Okay, dokes, do you need to? Dream being out there, alright? See you back at the house. I find myself at Judith's house again.